And it didn't take an hour to record either.
We didn't take 4 years to make a podcast for once. Ben, aren't you proud of us? It's just whenever you're in a podcast that they take forever. Shots fired.
So, everybody, welcome out to this New Year's edition of the TBC podcast. I'm your host, Morgoloth, and with me is...
Kryptosfang.
And we're going to do a little New Year stuff. But before we get to that, just a little quick recap of what's gone on the past couple of weeks. There was a really big hit on Microsoft and PlayStation recently.
Yeah, both of their gaming services went down. I know that Microsoft went down completely and while they were trying to get it solved, and the PSN said you were going to be having troubles, and they claimed it was maintenance and that you could still sign in and use the networks or whatever, but you may experience lots of difficulties using it. Apparently it was done by this group called Lizard Squad, who'd been attacking a bunch of gaming companies like Steam, Riot, Blizzard, all sorts of other things. I don't know how accurate that is, though.
Yeah, they had to extend the sale on the PlayStation Network because it happened right in the middle of their big sale for the year.
Yeah.
So what else has been going on recently?
I don't really think much has been going on aside from like Christmas and everyone getting a whole bunch of new games. So many new games, so many new things. Wii U's, PS4s, Xbones, all over the place.
Yes. And
the only thing I could think of that got released, though, was like Kingdom Hearts 2.5. I'm not really that big of a Kingdom Hearts fan. My girlfriend's trying to get me into it, so maybe that'll change in the future. I don't know. But as of right now, I don't have any comments on it.
I never played any of them either. So, all right. So first topic here is your favorite game of 2014.
Alpha Sapphire, no question.
Is it? Why would you say that?
Pokemon has always been a really big factor in my life. At one point, it actually legitimately saved my life. I was going through a really big depression, and Pokemon was like the only thing I could turn to. And specifically Generation 3, Emerald. So I've been waiting for these remakes to come out for a long, long, long time. And they're everything I could have ever dreamed of and more, with a few minor complaints. Game Corner's missing, and there's no Battle Frontier, but other than that, it's absolutely amazing.
The only ones I played first generation, and then I was out for quite a bit, and then came back in with Black, and then Y. So
Diamond and Pearl didn't really interest me too much, but I did pick up Heart Gold and Soul Silver when they came out, and then I kind of fell off until X and Y came out, and yeah, I'm still holding on for a like Coliseum style game to come out for the Wii U or something. I'd really like to see the Shadow Pokemon be brought back.
Okay. Well, for me, I'd say, I don't usually buy a whole lot of games, but of the few that I've gotten, I would say that Hyrule Warriors ranks up there. It's one of my favorite. I know it's not really part of the canon of Zelda, it's
still a great game in its own right if you're into like Dynasty Warriors to begin with and Zelda. But anyone who's only like a fan of one of them, like if you're a fan of Zelda but not Dynasty Warriors, use caution. If you're just a Dynasty Warriors fan, you're probably not going to notice much of a difference. If you're not a fan from either of them, you might want to stay away.
Well, actually, I've never really played a whole lot of Dynasty Warriors.
That's why I said use caution, because you're either going to really like it or you're going to absolutely hate it.
Mm-hmm. And I just got it because it was another Zelda game, but I really like the mechanics and the fighting, and it's a lot of fun for me. Just the massive, huge battles.
Yeah, it seems really awesome. It's just like not my cup of tea, though. Not many other games I can think of made that big of an impact on me in 2014. Like Smash Bros was one, but other than that, I can't really think of anything. Do
you have it for Wii U or 3DS or both?
I just have it for the 3DS.
I do as well. I know there's some more options in the Wii U. Actually, my brother-in-law has it for Wii U. We played it a little bit when we were hanging out before my wedding night.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Another game that I really wanted to play, but I never got the chance to, was Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom. I hear the Wii U version of Sonic Boom is horrible, but the 3DS version is okay. And then it's the exact opposite with Sonic Lost World. The 3DS version has good points, but overall the levels are worse. And then it's the exact opposite with the Wii U version. But, you know, I haven't played them, so I can't really say anything for myself. That's just what I've heard through the grapevine. And Pikmin 3, I hear that one was pretty good too. There was Wind Waker HD, I believe, or did that come out last year?
I don't remember. I don't really pay attention to when I buy them. It's just I have them and it. Our Herreo wants us to mention Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yes,
1 and 2.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's was a fantastic game. I'm not really that big of a horror guy, but Five Nights at Freddy's did something for me that I haven't seen since Amnesia and Majora's Mask. It gave me a sense of paranoia that I've never really seen in many other games.
See, I've actually haven't played either of them, but just from watching playthroughs of it, I still get that same.
Yeah, because even if you're not experiencing it, you still see it, and you still like have the tension of when is the jump scare going to happen. You know it's going to happen. You just don't know when.
Yeah.
But before we go on with that, Herreo has just informed us Wind Waker HD was September 2013. Pikmin 3 was August 2013. Shows how good I am with dates, right?
Well, they were just so good that they
carried over into 2014.
All right. So now the next thing we want to talk about is what are our New Year's resolutions for the new year?
To not change a fucking thing. Seriously.
Anything.
It always happens to everyone. I've never met a single person who has actually made a New Year's resolution and stuck with it. It always ends up falling through. So why make one in the first place? Just so you could feel good for 2 days and then go back to the same way and then feel depressed for 2 fucking years?
Now you're getting it.
Yes. Well, of course, the most popular one that everyone likes to make is, I'm going to get back into the gym and I'm going to work out.
And then you never go. You go like once the gym opens up, and then you just...
You buy that membership, and then you start, and then it's...
and then you go order 3 years' worth of Dunkin' Donuts and eat it all in a week.
Yes.
All
right.
I hate New Year's resolutions so much. Can we just abolish that from society?
I do have one that I will actually do. I plan to work real hard with my wife on paying off a bunch of stuff that we need to get paid off.
Small realistic stuff like that's fine for a New Year's resolution, but I'm going to lose all this 200 pounds this year, or I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes. That all of those, most people just jump right into it, no preparation whatsoever, and then they immediately burn themselves out. And just people who do that kind of shit really just piss me off, and they need to understand what they're getting into when they make a New Year's resolution like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hireo is almost 100 hours smoke free. Now, it's not a New Year's resolution, but it was just one of those,
And I'm really glad that Hireo is going through like something that big, because it's really tough, and it shows a lot of strength from the guy.
Yep. All right, and then our final topic for this podcast is what's going to be coming up new for turn-based comedy in the new year.
Ben was talking about a project years ago for the old Nameless site, and he told me about it a couple of times. I'm not going to spoil what it is. I'm going to inform him what it was if he doesn't remember after the podcast. But with a certain release in spring 2015, I think it is, something like that, a new 3DS game of the Zelda variety is coming out. And maybe Ben can get that project underway. Maybe. Just a little bit. Ben, I think he already remembers what it is. Yeah.
I haven't played that in a long time either. I am excited for it, though.
Oh, I am too. I want to see what changes they made, because that's like my third favorite Zelda game ever. So.
Well, one thing for sure I know is coming back. I don't have a set date yet, but you can expect the Stream of Terror to return. Well, I should say the Stream of Terror hosted by me to return in the new year, most likely on Wednesdays. So stay tuned for that. You can check out the Facebook page and the Twitter and all that and the website, and we'll keep you informed on when and what we'll be starting on that.
Yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. I do have one more thing I want to mention. Another thing, non-video game related, that's coming in 2015. I don't remember which month. I want to say spring, fall, something like that. There's a huge band. It's a Japanese band called Sound Horizon, and the director for it, he did some of the music for like Bravely Default and the opening for Attack on Titan. And if you enjoy those soundtracks or whatever, you might want to give a look out for Sound Horizon, their new thing coming out in 2015.
Okay, and then you can also expect Hireo and Nevin to finish up their Final Fantasy VII playthrough on weekends. We'll have some more consistent podcast coming weekly. We also got some. What's up?
Hopefully, now that I have some better gear, I can finally actually make videos that aren't pieces of shit.
Just doing things.
We've got some Let's Plays and some races coming up and some verses. And we've also got some plans for a convention and some stuff going in April. Our usual, what was our usual anniversary type stream. It will kind of depend on hotel setup. Used to be all be done in my apartment, but now that I've moved in with my wife, we have dogs, and Hireo is very allergic to dogs. So we're gonna have to hopefully find a hotel that has either a decently priced or free Wi-Fi that can handle some streaming and some videos. And then the convention in, July, SGC, we're waiting for the hotel around July 17th. We're waiting for the hotel information to be posted and for the convention rate so that we can book our room and be ready for that. So
next anniversary stream, I'm calling it now, Link to the Past Versus 2. I'm going to get my ass whooped twice as hard.
All right, there you go. You heard it here.
I also want Curtis to show up, and I want to Pokebank versus him on the stream.
All right. So you heard it here. The convention here is going to be at the Embassy Suites in the Dallas Frisco Hotel Convention Center and Spa. So if you haven't heard of SGC, you should look it up. It's a great convention. But that's all the time we have for today for this podcast. So stay tuned for more, and we will see you in 2015.